I should need to talk about the palette. I bought the palette. I should probably talk about it instead of sitting here, look at myself in the mirror and dancing. I should probably do that. Yeah. Hey y'all, it's your girl Nida and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I have got another bop or flop review, and it is on the new Morphe 35G Bronze Gold palette. Morphe. So I came across learning about this palette probably I think it was like a week before it released. I was trolling around on Trendmood, just kind of looking around at the new makeup news, and boom, a picture of this popped up, and I was like, is that a Morphe palette? So let's get right into it. So you're going to see me do my eye makeup, and then I'm gonna come back, and y'all know the drill. I'm gonna let you guys know what I think, because clearly I'm gonna have some thoughts. Okay, I'm gonna talk about it. I wanna talk about it with you. I want us to share our thoughts, and I want to let you guys know, is it a bop or is it a flop? So if you want to see how this palette looks on the eyes, what I did to create this look, keep watching. Guys, and we are back. I decided to do this bronzy halo eye because hence 35G bronze gold. So I decided to do a bronzy eye look. I haven't done something like this in a little while because lately I've been on this like color kick, and yeah, I don't know, I haven't done like any bronzy looks in a while. I haven't really felt inspired to, but this palette, you know, I felt inspired. Plus, I felt in a very summery mood. I mean, when you live in South Florida, there's not a lot of seasonal type moods you can feel. We're kind of in perpetual summer down here, so yeah. But anyways, Here is the palette, like I showed you guys in the beginning of the video. It has 35 shades, hence the 35G, and it retails for $25. You can pick this up at Ulta as well as on Morphe's website and in Morphe stores. I bought mine on launch day on Morphe's website. I paid $33 and change because, you know, plus shipping and handling and tax. And I used a coupon code. I think I used Jenny69's code Cheetos or something like that. Trust me, throw a rock in the street and you're gonna hit a YouTuber or Instagrammer or whatever with a Morphe code. Like, dime a dozen, guys. So, yeah, you can use your Morphe code in store as, you know, in store, online, and at Ulta, because this is not a prestigious brand, you can use your $3.50 off or whatever 20% off coupons that Ulta always sends. So the palette, this is the Color Story, a lot of shimmers. There are a lot of shimmers in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 25 shimmers and only 10 mattes. So most of the mattes in here are brown. Actually, yeah, they're all like a brown, except for these two up here are like these cool tone kind of tan-ish colors, but every other shade in here is brown. You've got a deep brown, a reddish brown, some cool tone browns. Actually, yeah, there's not the biggest amount of variation in the palette. The biggest variation in the palette is the shimmers. So yeah, as usual, these new Morphe sheets are these new Morphe palettes are coming with these sheets. So for this look, because I didn't get to really show you guys, I used the shades Naked. That was the first shade I went down on the lid with, and then I went into Record Temps, and then Tan Up. I mixed Tan Up and Deepen, which is the black shade in the palette. I mixed those two together, and that is what I used to deepen up the crease. On my lid, I have Summer Vibes, which was that orange shade, and the shade Raise, which was that gold shade that I went down the center of the lid to kind of create a little bit of a spotlight eye. So, pros. The mattes blend very nicely, super nicely, like holy crap. So mattes blend great. These shimmers are beautiful. This orange shimmer that I said I use, Summer Vibes. Ooh. This orange one right here is so creamy. I feel like a lot of these mattes, a lot of these shimmers in here are creamy. So let me swatch a few shimmers for you guys. I swatched these shades Night Dip, Summer Vibes, Hotness, and Raise. So I'll show you the shades. So we got Night Dip down here, which is this kind of gunmetal blue kind of color, but it's got some shimmer in it. This one's a little more glittery than the other ones that I swatched. You've got Hotness up here, this kind of reddish, maybe burgundy kind of fuchsia color. Yeah, I guess is the best way to put it. That one's more of a straight kind of metallic. And you've got Summer Vibes. Summer Vibes is this really smooth orangey bronze color, and it's really pretty. And the last one is going to be Raise, which is this really yellow gold color right here. It's kind of picking up on my camera because of my ring light as like a kind of like a greenish gold. Next to it is a greenish gold, but this one here is kind of like a yellowish orangish undertone kind of gold. So here are the swatches on my hand. The swatches on my hand are not giving me the payoff that I saw on the lid, especially for this one right here, Summer Vibes. On the lid, Summer Vibes looks way more pigmented. On the swatch, Raise is very chunky, but it's super chunky in the pan. Like, we'll get to that. It was chunky. Let's see, down here, Night Dip. It just, I don't know. I can see the glitter better. I can see the glitter here on my swatch better than in the pan. In the pan, it just looks like a nice shimmer. But here on my hand, I'm like, oh, this bitch got glitter. So yeah, and Hotness is pretty. I think Hotness is a nice, pretty kind of metallic shade. The shades in here are pretty. I do like the color story. The only thing about the color story I don't like is this repetitive brown. Like, I feel like a really bright blue would have been perfect in here. Yeah, or an orange, or okay, so that's the other thing too, like an orange transition shade. I feel like that would have been really great in here as well. I don't know why instead of going for an orange, they went for literally two shades that are kind of similar to one another, which is Sandy and Deserted. Sandy and Deserted, dead ass to me, from sitting this far from my palette, look the freaking same, right? These two right here look the same. On camera, they don't look exactly the same. You can see this one's a little deeper and this one's lighter. Okay, but then you go down here. Where's this one right here? You go down there. On camera, it looks darker, but in person, it's the shade SPF. And it looks a little bit like Deserted. Yeah, like looking at it, it looks a little bit like Deserted. Like, I'm just looking at this like, hey? But I mean, I'm assuming these are shades that for like a brown smoky eye you would need. But what is this? What is it? Sandy, Deserted, and SPF are shades that wouldn't work for me. I would have to use like a white base. And today I use the Makeup Revolution base, the new cut crease base. I'm testing it out. There will be a review on it. Some other browns down here that I just feel like are kind of unnecessary. Yeah, but like these two up top and right here, this one and that one, what is that? That's Toasted and Heat Wave. Toasted and Heat Wave sitting here looking at the palette look the same. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm sure on the lid they perform differently. So let me see if I can swatch some of these mattes. So these mattes do have some fallout. The only shade I used with probably the most fallout was the shade Record Temps, and that was this one right here. This one had a lot of kickback in the pan, so watch out for that. So here are the swatches for the mattes. These swatch horribly. These swatch bad. So this is Deep End. This one is Tan Up. This one, I'm sorry, this one is Toasted. This one is Tan Up. This one over here is Naked. And this one is Record Temps. You can barely even see Naked. Like, holy crap, these swatched really bad. But they perform a lot better on the lid. I will at least say that much. They perform so much better on the lid. Like I was saying, when in terms of fallout, the only shade that actually really gave me like kickback was Record Temps. Record Temps gave me a lot of kickback, and that was it. Yeah, so the mattes are actually pretty nice, even though they swatch terribly. That black was nice. I was able to mix it and Tan Up together and create kind of like this kind of dark brown that none of these in the palette really gave me that vibe. The only color I could have thought that maybe would have gave me a dark brown that I want would be Equator, but it's too cool tone. Equator's down here. It's a little, no, sorry, right here. It's a little too cool toned to really like give me what I was looking for. So thus why I didn't use it. But okay, so for shimmers, the only two shimmers I used today in this look were Summer Vibes and Raise. Summer Vibes performs beautifully on the lid. Absolutely and utterly perfect. No issues there. Raise, on the other hand, gave me a lot of problems. It gave me the same, okay, so on this lid, it went on fine. And I was like, okay, cool. I hadn't swatched the palette or anything, and I didn't touch it like that before going in and trying to use it. But once I disrupted the pan, and it got chunky. It started to kind of peel up, and it started to ball up a little bit in the pan. And it reminded me a lot of Bling Bling from the Jaclyn Hill Vault collection. And yeah, on the left eye, I got little to like no rays. And I even used some Inglot Duraline to see if, like, just to help it out a little bit. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I don't know. And then swatching it on my hand, it was just so chunky. Like, the hell, man. So for sure, Rays is the flop shade in the palette so far for me. I'll keep playing with it because I bought the palette, so I gotta keep using it. But yeah, like, what sold me a lot on this palette was what it looked like. I loved the color story. I actually really love all the shimmers because I don't have any palettes like this where it's predominantly shimmers. What did I say, 30? What did I say, 30 shimmers? Or no, sorry, 25 shimmers and 10 mattes. Like, I don't have anything like that. And I thought these shimmers were very pretty. I don't really have any shimmers like these in my collection. So I was like, ding, 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 winner, winner, chicken dinner. I feel like the palette would have been a lot better with an orange. Some type of orange shade. I feel like that would have been absolutely perfect. And looking at it now, like looking at the color story in front of me, I'm like, the only orange, like true orange shade in here is pretty much Summer Vibes, and that's a shimmer. So I feel like they should have included a matte orange of some type, maybe like a burnt orange or like a terracotta kind of orange, like something like that. I feel like that would have been a really great transition color. So yeah, I'm gonna see about using more of these browns on a lighter base. Today I mixed two bases together, which were two Makeup Revolution cut crease bases. I mixed the white base and I believe it was the deep or dark base. I mixed the two of them together to kind of create a lighter base, but I don't like going in with just a stark white base on my eyelids because I just feel like it'll look a little crazy. The packaging is gorgeous. This is so beautiful. Like, Morphe's really stepping their game up when it comes to the packaging, and I'm just all 110% here for it because, like, before it was the plain before it was the plain black packaging, and it was pretty, it was cute, it was fine, but Morphe this just feels more personalized. This feels a lot more personalized. It feels a lot more luxe. It's nice. It's around the same price point of their other palettes. The other ones though are about $23 and this one's $25, so it's about $2 more. So my final thoughts on this palette. Somebody had said on Instagram that basically take away this packaging and it would be a basic Morphe palette. And online I was like, nah, I don't think so. Like, I really would put this a step above a basic Morphe palette. Getting it here in person, I still feel it's a little more than a basic Morphe palette. I do. I still feel it's a little more. Even packaging and all. Like, I feel like it's still a little more than your basic run-of-the-mill Morphe palette. Quality-wise, I do think this is a really nice, well-made palette. I just wish that Rays was just better. Like, I feel like every Morphe palette has this same type of shimmer. The Bling Boss palette, there's a shimmer kind of like this, I believe, in the Morphe 35M palette. All of the there were a couple of these like this in the 3502. Yeah, the sister to the 350 and the 35OM. Yes, like, I feel like there's one of these too soft, too mushy shimmers in like almost every Morphe palette, and I don't know why. it never comes off well on the lid. It's always a little chunky. It's always a little difficult. You kind of have to coax it a little more to get it to do what you need it to do. And it's just like, stop putting that in there. Like, once you disturb the pan, once you get that first like stroke or two, and then you put it on one eye and you go back to do it on the other, that's it. It's done. It's just, there's nothing. When I first actually, no, I had to work, because when I first dipped my brush in it, I had to really like, where's the pigment? Like, that was me. I was so confused. Like, anyways, as a whole, I do like the palette. Plain and simple. As a whole, I do like the palette. I love that I was able to create this look with it. Now, if you want to create a look similar to this and you don't want to buy this palette, the alternative I would say would be the 3502. The 3502 and I guess the original 350 with the matte and the shimmers. I don't even know if they still sell that on their website. I'm not positive. But the 3502, if they do still carry it, is a great alternative in order to achieve a look like this if you do not want to buy the Bronze Goals palette. Morphe, you did pretty okay. You did pretty okay. I was more blown away with the James Charles palette, and I was definitely more blown away with the Morphe 35M. It's not a bop or a flop. It's more of like a, yeah, album went gold. But that's still an accomplishment. Like, how many records do you have to sell in order for your album to go gold? Okay. I decided to do a Google search instead of me keep saying it and then I'm be loud and wrong. So when your album goes gold, it just means you sold 500,000 copies of the album or single. And platinum is basically you double that and you sell 1 million. So gold. There we go, gold. The Bronze Goals palette is gold. So it's not a bop, it's not a flop, but it went gold. Doesn't that count as a bop? I feel like it does. Okay, the only person I can remember in recent memory who's gone gold recently is Iggy Azalea's song Cream went gold. And I liked the song, but I didn't love the song. Yeah, I like it, but I don't love it. So yeah. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all here in my next video. Bye. That's like I'm gonna disconnect this from here because... Disconnected. Yeah, you damn right we disconnected.